This is Terra AD, a hothouse of ever-changing form. And from it have arisen beasts, some majestic, and some from the very fabric of nightmares. Although life for humanity has changed greatly, there still exists some ancient form of resemblance. What's left of humanity has de-evolved, morphed back into its purest primordial state. Evolution can spark in an instant, casting humanoid life into an ever-changing reality. Primitive tribes, led by Neolithic warlocks, set off into the jungles of Terra AD in search for ancient relics of unknown power. Split into small groups, they hunt for such treasures in hopes of bettering their village. One such group was headed toward a structure deep in the jungles, known among their peers as the Dark. They had traveled far into the depths of Terra, told of great wonder and death, but great power too, if they were skilled and brave enough to reach it. Six adventurers followed a game trail as it led them to murky swamp waters that they'd have to cross. Okay, so this is going to be the adventurer's first encounter, which will be crossing the bog. As we see here, I have one of the 6 characters, Ogbog, with his character sheet that I made in the previous MCC video. This first encounter will require a successful luck check for each of the PCs in the party to cross the bog unscathed. We'll start our first luck check with Ogbog. He has a 9 for his luck score, so he's going to roll a d20 and hope to get a 9 or less. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and roll that d20. Let's see, it's going to be this one here. And he got a 20, a natural 20. Wow, that's awesome. But unfortunately, that's not what we wanted to roll. We got way past our number that we were hoping for. And in this instance, a critical 20 is going to be a critical failure. So we'll keep that in mind. Suddenly, Ogbog, who led the marching order across the fetid swamp, was yanked beneath the cloudy muck with a great splash. Unfortunately for the naive warriors, they were unaware they were entering the hunting grounds of the infamous gigantic leech constrictors. These blood-sucking clitollatas have been known to reach 2 meters in length. First, binding its prey and constricting, the pressure makes for rapid blood loss once the razor-sharp teeth begin to draw blood. There is no official creature listing for a leech constrictor in the MCC library, but there is a creature sheet that I used to build this monster, and since I'm the DM, I do what I want. As you can see, the leech constrictor has the ability to constrict, which will be treated as a grapple attack, and once his victim is successfully entangled in the grapple, the leech does damage the following rounds with either a squeezing constriction automatically, or it makes a blood drain attack, which negates his victim's dexterity bonuses, if any. Okay, so next on the marching order we have our character, Moo. She's a female yak bestial manimal that we rolled up in our previous video. She has a 10 for her luck ability score, so we need to roll a 10 or less. Okay, so here's our table for rolling. There's Moo right behind Ogbog. She's going to go ahead and roll a d20 and hope to get a 10 or less. And she rolled an 8. So she made a successful luck check, and she is moving across the bog unscathed. Next in our character order, we have our Manimal Hog. His name is Ree. He was ever so fortunate enough to start the game with a telepathic rat, which we will name Bip. Ree has a luck score of 11, so let's roll and hope he rolls 11 or less. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and roll for Ree. There he is over here in the corner. Roll that d20, hope he gets 11 or less. He got a 5, so he also made a successful luck check, and he moves across the bog unscathed. Alright, Maz, our female human huntress, is up next, and she has a 14 for her luck score. Her 14 score gives her a +1 modifier, which in this case we will use to lower her dice roll, giving it a -1. So to clarify, the +1 modifier gives her dice roll an advantage, and since she needs to roll low, the advantage in this case would be to lower the result by 1. Okay, so there's Maz right here in the middle. We're going to go ahead and roll that d20. She needs a 14 or less with that -1 advantage to the roll. Let's go ahead and roll and see if she passes. She got a 4. -1 is a 3. That is a major success. She definitely travels through unscathed, super cautious, and she does a great job of surviving. Hera, the female mutant huntress, is next. She has been cursed with a 5 luck score, and with that, her ability modifier punishes her with a -2 penalty. So she needs to roll a 5 or less, and her modifier adds 2 to the roll. Okay, so here's Hera, the mutant huntress, and she needs to roll a d20 with 5 or less, and we are adding that 2 penalty to the roll. Here we go. Oh, fingers crossed. Oh, she rolled a 19, and you add 2 to the roll, so that's going to be 21. That is an epic fail.
Suddenly, in an instant, Hera, the mutant huntress, was propelled into the air and entangled by a large, slimy, slithering beast. It faced her with its oozing orifice, getting in position to bloodsuck.
And last in the marching order, we have Ela, the fanged mutant. She is one of the gatherers in the group. She has a 12 for her luck score, with no advantages or disadvantages with her modifier. So she just needs to roll a 12 or less. Alright, so there's Ela. She's dipping her toes into the water. She's the last one to go. Let's go ahead and roll that d20 and see if she gets a 12 or less. Here we go. Drum rolls, please. And a 7. That is a success. She successfully crosses through the bog without getting attacked at all by any constrictor leeches.
Meanwhile, Ogbog had been completely submerged in the murky swamp, entangled not by 1, but by 2 gigantic leech constrictors. Time was of the essence, as Ogbog could only hold his breath for so long as he struggled to break free.
Because Ogbog rolled a natural 20 for his luck check, he has the unfortunate fate of being entangled by 2 leech constrictors. You'll have to make 2 separate grapple checks to break free from both leeches. If he doesn't, he has 4 rounds before he drowns. To make a successful grapple check, Ogbog and the leeches will make opposing d20 rolls, with Ogbog using either his strength or agility modifier if he has any, and the leech will apply his hit dice to its roll. Whoever has the higher roll wins. As we see here, Ogbog doesn't have any bonuses to either his strength or his agility, so he's just going to roll the d20 and see if he can beat the leech's roll. On the leech's character sheet, you can see that his hit dice is a 1d5. So we're going to roll a 1d5 to see what kind of bonus he adds to his d20. Okay, so we're going to start with Ogbog and the leech that's covering his top half. We're going to go ahead and do opposing rolls for those two. So let's do Ogbog first. He's just going to roll just a d20 with no additions or any modifiers added to it. He rolled a 5. Okay, so the leech now has to roll an opposing roll and then also add a d5 for his hit dice. So he's going to have to roll in order to beat Ogbog here more than 5. So we're going to re-roll. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and roll the d5 first, which is going to be, let's see if I can find it over here. There it is. d5, a 2, and d20, 10, 12. So Ogbog has already failed his first attempt at getting this launched from this leech. So he is now getting constricted by the top leech. He still has a chance to try to get untangled from this one, maybe kick his legs, so he's going to go ahead and try to do that one as well. Ogbog rolled a 10, and now the second leech here is going to roll. He's going to roll his d5, which he gets a 3, and d20, he gets an 11, so that's 14. So these leeches have constricted and they have latched on, and unfortunately Ogbog is not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, so to follow up, we have the 2 leeches now are going to continue with their attacks. Both leeches now are constricting, so they are both going to do 1d3 damage automatically at the start of each of their turns. So we'll just roll both of those right now for a 1 and a 3. So that is 4 points of damage, and I believe Ogbog has 4 hit points. And I think that's going to be, let's see, yes, Ogbog has 4 hit points, so he has just been crushed.
For the fortunate warriors who were lucky enough to escape the bog, they could only watch in horror as their comrade Ogbog flail and splash in a chaotic whirlpool of death until he was quickly subdued and the water became still.
Alright, so next we're going to do opposing grapple checks for Hera, the mutant huntress, and this constricting leech that has attached themselves to her. We can see also on her character sheet as well, strength and agility, there is no bonuses or penalties to it, so she's just going to roll a d20. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and roll for Hera first. She's just going to roll a d20, and she got an 18. That's fantastic. Now we're going to roll for the constricting leech. He rolls a d20 and a d5. So we're going to roll a d5 first for a 1, and then roll the d20 for a 5, 6. So Hera wins the grapple check, so she successfully gets out of her grapple, gets out of the entanglement.
Hera breaks free from the death grips of the leech and narrowly escapes an almost sealed fate. What was once 6 is now 5 seekers left in the hunting party. The brave warriors remained, collected themselves, and took a moment to memorialize their fallen comrade, Ogbog, that they remembered to be a soft-spoken fellow and who enjoyed shiny things. But life must go on, and these young warriors must press forward, for great wonder awaits them within the cavities of the dark. Only its mystery exceeds its power. What unforeseen trials awaits these contenders? They must meet their destiny to find out. And that, my friends, is theater.
Alrighty, last thing I would like to do before I end this session is to award some experience points to the surviving characters. Each character is going to be awarded 3 experience points each for surviving the leech swamp, with Hera gaining an additional 2 points for surviving a leech constriction. And if you made it this far in the video, give yourself 3 points of experience too. Thanks for watching my video, and that will conclude episode 2 of my Mutant Crawl Classics adventure. Stay tuned as I will be posting episode 3 shortly. Let me know what you thought in the comments section, and if you have a great story to tell about your character in the MCC universe, let me know. Until next time, Fly Dice out.
Alright, 6 saves. Let me get 6 saves. Yeah, I'm gonna roll for 6 saves. Yeah, I can totally get 6 saves. Let me get 6 saves. Yeah, I can